The wide-angle research into cloud has been very different to any research that's been completed before. We wanted to actually look at organisations' attitude to the use of cloud. Our survey was comprehensive. We surveyed over 7 countries and 700 organisations speaking to key decision makers responsible for cloud. It was very interesting in terms of the findings of our research. We identified that there are generally 5 personas to the cloud, ranging from one extreme of the controller, organisations which fall within inside the category that they're very much wedded to their data centre legacy. And interesting, in that category, only 31% had actually adopted cloud technology. However, they did say that 50% in that group would be looking to move to the cloud over time. And at the other extreme, we had the embracer, and those are organisations which had actively embraced the use of cloud, and we're actually seeing that was actually driving increased revenues and profitability in terms of that early adoption. So in terms of actually unpacking that, in terms of looking at the next level down of those 5 personas or groups, if you take let's talk about the extremes. So on one extreme you have the controller, and those are organisations which have historically been very wedded to data centres. And inside that category, 31% are using the cloud in some way. However, they say that only 50% of those organisations would actually fully adopt cloud technology. On the far extreme, the embracer, those are organisations which have actually actively embraced the use of the cloud. 81% of those organisations are actually actively using the cloud today. And those organisations which fell within inside that group was saying that 95% of them have actually seen increased revenue and 88% have actually seen increased profitability. Our research for the UK was somewhat mixed. However, it did very clearly show the UK does have potential to fall behind other countries such as the US and Germany. To back that up with some stats, our research showed that only 36% of UK organisations have adopted cloud technology over the last couple of years, and 22% have yet to do so. And when we compare that in terms of what's happening globally, there are only 14% of organisations which are still to actually adopt cloud technology. So therefore the UK is falling behind, and we're seeing a growing gap. There's more to be done to reassure organisations. The survey was very clear when we actually looked at the adoption of the cloud inside the UK market, that 86% of organisations said that delays in terms of adopting the cloud had occurred due to issues around data protection, legislation and compliance. However, organisations that had actually worked through those issues were seeing material benefits. 40% were saying they'd seen improved revenue, 23% increased profits, and there was an overall consensus of actually increased business agility through the adoption of cloud-based services. I think the economic slowdown has caused broad challenges inside UK PLC. However, there are a number of advantages for organisations in terms of adopting the cloud, and our survey has actually been very clear in terms of showing that organisations benefit in terms of driving increased revenue, driving cost out of their business and driving overall business agility. So there are a number of very compelling reasons why organisations should be looking maybe more seriously in terms of adopting cloud-based solutions. Our survey looked at 7 countries in total. We looked at the US and Canada, Germany, Nordics, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan and the UK. And our survey revealed that the USA was clearly the most enthusiastic in terms of the adoption of the cloud. And if we look at it in the context of the 5 personas this research has defined, the US would actually sit very firmly inside the persona of embracer. Cloud adoption can be increased through better education. We've seen as part of the survey that challenges around data protection, legislation and regulation have impeded progress in terms of organisations fully adopting the use of the cloud. However, there are many benefits for organisations who are successful with regards to adopting the cloud in terms of improving business agility, enabling them to enter into new markets, drive increased competitiveness and also improving the end user experience for their ultimate end customer. And our survey very clearly showed organisations that have been successful in adopting the cloud have also benefited from improved revenues and also driving down costs in terms of delivery of service inside their businesses. Our research has shown that the cloud will become increasingly important for all businesses. And effectively businesses are actually on this journey of continuing to improve their competitive edge, improved agility, continuing to improve their services to the end customer. And the cloud remains very important in those agendas.